Today we're making one of my favorite dishes ever because it's super easy, okay? Butter chicken. I make this so often I can do it with my eyes closed. Disclaimer, this is not an authentic Indian recipe whatsoever. I kinda just finessed recipes until my lazy butt can come up with the most minimal effort for good, decent results. Okay, let's go. First thing we gotta do is marinate the chicken. I'm using boneless chicken legs here, cubed into delectable bite-sized pieces. To that, I add half a cup or 125 ml of plain yogurt, 1 teaspoon of chicken curry powder. You can also use Garam Masala. I just always have curry powder at home, 1 teaspoon of chili powder and 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. I'm also going to be adding 2 teaspoons of salt as well as 2 teaspoons of white pepper. Get that all mixed up together. I'm using plastic gloves because turmeric stains, and this is just easier cleanup. Cover the chicken and let that marinate for at least 30 minutes. Overnight would be great. Next, since you have all of those spices out, I have 200 milliliters of coconut cream or milk here. We're just going to add the same curry powder, chili powder and turmeric powder into the coconut milk. Whisk all of that together and keep it to one side until we're ready to use. Next, we're going to finely mince up some ginger, some onions, and some garlic. I'm using my handy dandy readily chopped garlic. We're just going to chuck it all in one bowl for the sake of efficiency. You'll also be needing 1 can of canned tomatoes. And now we're ready to cook. This is the most tedious part. We have to pan fry the marinated chicken first. There's going to be some splatter involved, so just FYI. You don't have to cook the chicken pieces all the way through, just until the chicken sears. Then just take it off the pan and keep it to one side for later. The whole point to this is really to get at that delicious yogurt browning at the base of the pan. But also I kind of find the chicken tastes better when it's pan fried first. Okay, now onto the same pan. We're going to add about 30 grams of butter. Make sure you turn down the heat so you don't burn the butter. Once the butter is all melted, stir it all up with all of that beautiful leftover chicken oil and spices together. Next, add in the onions, garlic and ginger and let that cook. And then add in the canned tomatoes. Add water to the same can to get at all of that leftover juices in the can and pour that into the pan. I want a smoother sauce, so I'm going to be taking this potato smasher and just have fun here. Optional, okay? You can leave the tomatoes as is. If you can be bothered, you can take this off the heat and throw it in the blender and get it back on the pan so that you can get an even smoother puree, but yeah, I never do. Let that simmer and reduce a little. Then I added in some cherry tomatoes for a bit of freshness and sweetness, I think. I don't know, I had some cherry tomatoes to use up in the fridge, so I just threw them in. The spiced coconut milk goes in next. Stir that into the tomato sauce. I forgot to do this earlier, but add salt. Salt is a requirement for tasty food, okay? While I'm here, I also added in some sugar because canned tomatoes can be quite tart. Just 1 tablespoon for now. Now I add back the chicken that we pan fried earlier. Stir that in and let that simmer and finish cooking. Finally, stir in some pepper. Give it a taste test, and if you're happy with it, guess what? You're done! Turn off the heat and drop a dollop of butter just on the surface. We're going to serve this with rice, but I was inspired by the dope yellow basmati rice I made in the Halal Guys video, a link somewhere here. So I tried to recreate it in a rice cooker. In my crusty rice cooker, don't judge, okay? I'm using some brown rice this time. Give it a wash and then add chicken stock to it. Like this much. Basically 2 cups to 3 cups of chicken stock. Or Asian finger much. Or just follow the directions on your rice packet much. Then stir in turmeric powder, chili powder, and then we just let that cook in the rice cooker, and then ta-da! You get yellow rice, yay!